Hey, what's up, Student Focus? Hope you're doing awesome. I bet you're wondering what has social media to do with the college admission process? Well, let me tell you, it has to do a lot. Admission officers and professors and all those people who are involved in the admission process, whether directly or indirectly, they all look up your social media pages. Yes. So, I mean, it's kind of obvious these days because it's not about privacy issues, it's about the fact that most of the time students have their pages public, available to the public. They are not private, so nobody needs to follow, for instance, you on Instagram or follow you on Facebook or everywhere else to see your content, right? Or to see at least your profile, your about kind of specifics, and that portion of your page. So you have to be careful with what you post, how you present yourself, how you position yourself. Yes, exactly, how you position yourself. That's more of a definition of branding and marketing, but that's exactly what is happening because your personal statement, your essay, all other application documents, it's all parts of your personal brand in a way. You have to sell yourself to the admission office, you have to sell yourself to the university to make them understand that you're a really great student, that you're a really great candidate for their program. Otherwise, you just will not be selected. So it's all, of course, it's all merit based, it's all skills based, but we all know that it also depends on how you will tell your story, how much your story, how really your story is appealing to the readers, right, or to those who evaluate your profile holistically. So speaking about social media pages, most of the time, most important social media profile is LinkedIn because that's where they for sure look up your profiles. The admission officers not necessarily are interested in Facebook and Instagram because they most of the time understand that those are kind of like more personal pages. They want to see your official face, your public profile, something that is more relative to your background and skills, where LinkedIn definitely is a better option. So we will work together on optimizing your LinkedIn page to make sure that you involve that everything about you is just makes sense. It reflects what you talk about in your essay, in your what is written on your resume, how are written your recommendation letters, all those aspects, all those documents of your application, supplemental documents. They need to be connected, they need to reflect each other, and so do your social media profiles. So LinkedIn needs to have the action words used correctly, the background, you have to put all the universities you have studied in, all the work experience you had, the summary, you have to make the really effective and short, brief and sweet summary. All the pictures, how you actually, are you really, do you have some picture where you have some fun, you're not dressed up, you don't have a very formal type of a picture with neat background. We have to work on that. We have to make sure that you actually do have that one. So there are many nuances that are important and that we will optimize in terms of your LinkedIn profile. Moreover, we will do it in that way that you will be able to use it not only for college purposes, but just as a nice profile that can be also, that will catch the eye of employers. So especially if you recent graduate and you want to find internships, that might work really good. So besides LinkedIn, we will take less in-depth dive into your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter profiles. We will not work on ads and all those nuances that normally businesses need, but we will work on your profile descriptions, your pictures, and content-wise. We will advise you what is the best way to describe you, to tell your story, to tell your background, and what posts do you really want to make. And actually, it all starts from the fact: do you want to have social media profiles only as those that relate to your friends, to your family? You want to post something very personal. You don't want people to see that. You know what? Right now, I already can give you an advice. Just make them private pages. If you don't want other people to see some of your personal stuff, then just either don't post it or make your page private. That's just the way to go. Otherwise, if you want to have some personal pictures, you are okay with sharing with everybody, and also you want to kind of have some content, you want to position yourself like a person who has some interesting content, some blog, then well, let's talk, let's work together, let us help you to make sure all those nuances pull up together and they will work perfectly, so that the admission officer who will check your social media profile will think, oh, okay, this student seems to be a very interesting person, and there is some nice blog statements, there are some nice pictures, pretty formal in those nuances, or pretty unique, but doesn't expose some too individualistic features, or doesn't make posts of him or her being drunk, or some political views which can be too going too far, or some severe abusive statements or anything like that. Oh, we don't see that in that student. Well, we can work with that student. Awesome. So that's the idea. We need to make sure that you and your story are legitimate, are true, and you also are not going too far with what you post. Of course, it's a freedom of speech and all that stuff, but again, you are playing the game of getting into college, and you have to know that if you are very focused on delivering some political content or something that is, something that may create controversy, because different people have different opinions, and so do admission officers, even though they need to stay objective and only evaluate your education, your skill set, your work experience. Let's be honest, we're all people, so people exposed to some subjective opinions, they might react, they might be overreactive versus being proactive, so you have to be aware of those nuances. We are here to help. Again, let's just dive right into that. Go ahead, order social media optimization, and I see you there.